What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now, I know it has been a little while since we've done a sand update. Now, of course, I was out of town for Thanksgiving, but we are back and we are better than ever. So, of course, let's go ahead and let's get into it. So what we're looking at from sand right now is, of course, a pretty nice move. We saw a breakout from this descending wedge in which we were in, a breakout to the upside. Of course, that does happen just around 80% of the time we see these breakouts to the upside. So that was relatively expected, but now it comes down to, where does this thing go? Is it some type of bull trap and a continuation to the downside, especially while we are still seeing the rest of the market looking pretty dang on red? So with that being said, let's go ahead. I'm going to talk about how do we confirm that this is a continuation to the upside. At what points would I be entering or increasing my positions, and how would I know if this is some big fake out that could lead to some continuative falls? So with that being said, of course, let's go ahead and let's get into it. So what I'm looking for from sand right now is our door to the continuation. Now, our door to the continuation, in my opinion, is always the 618 to 786 Fibonacci zone. The way in which you will find that is by taking a Fibonacci and drawing it from the high in which you set to your lowest local low, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to take from, again, this high down to this low, and you're going to draw out these Fibonacci's. Now, again, just if you want to see my settings, just to kind of give you guys a little look, that's what my settings look like. But what will happen is once you draw that on, you will get this zone between 0.786 and 0.618. Now, what happens generally is that once we're able to clear the zone, we see the continuation to the upside, okay? Now, we can take a look in history to show how important and significant the zone has been. So, for example, if we do go ahead and we draw a Fibonacci from this high down to this low, one thing you can see is that we had multiple instances where we bounced up to it and were unable to clear it, but the moment in which we were able to get the 4-hour close above it, that was a sign that we were continuing onwards. Now, this does serve true for the majority of all of these swing high, swing low events. If we go here from swing high down to swing low, one thing you can see is, let's go ahead and we got to pull that a little bit higher. There we go. One thing we can see is that off of, again, our swing high down to swing low, we came up, unable to clear through the 786, retraced all the way back down, but the moment we cleared it, established some support, continuation to the upside. Now, we even based our previous buy on this, right? We've even based our previous buy over in the Patreon on this. As you can see, the first addition to the new portfolio that I had created for gaming tokens was at $4.52. And some of you may ask, well, why $4.52? Well, you can see here that we went ahead and we went Fibonacci's, and you can see that the moment we got that 4-hour close, it was at that 452 level. I had a good feeling about it, so I went ahead and went in, and just over the span of a few days, we are looking at some pretty substantial gains of over 54%. So of course, guys, if you do want to know whenever I am making these buys, go ahead and go check out the Patreon. I actually do tell people even when I'm taking profits as well as when I'm doing these trades. So I took some 30% profits from Sand, Mana, UOS, and ENJ. And as you can see, that was on November 24th. And on November 24th, let's see where we were at. Boom, we took profits right up here before this big correction, okay? So definitely do go check that out. But again, going forward, what we're looking for is, if this thing is going to continue, we're looking for a breakthrough through that same door, through that 786-618 box, our green box here, okay? Now, in terms of prices, that's looking like $7. Let's get this price level put up. That's looking like $7.84 to $7.40. That's the door. Once we're able to get through that, that's our last strong level of resistance before I do believe we see continuation to the upside. And this is also supported by our VPVR, which just shows some average volume. And you can see that that's our last really bit of volume, a little sign of strength right here before we do see, of course, price discovery, and there's really nothing above us, right? So overall, I'm looking for the clearing of 784. If I am looking to get in and start a new position, that would be really the only time that I would be buying. I would have to see that clearing. Now, the reason that I say that is because if we zoom out to the daily charts and we turn on our Bollinger Bands, one thing we can see is that we have yet to revisit our 20 simple moving average since the last, let's go ahead and let's say it's been about roughly 12 days. Now, usually we will resort back to that moving average within the span of 12 to 20 days. And so I am under the belief that at some given point, we are going to see a larger correction back to this 20 simple moving average. And so until we do see that, I am under the belief that we will see, that we should play it a little bit safer and a little bit smarter and wait for such a strong confirmation like the clearing of the 0.786, which is again at around roughly $7.85. Now, what we need to be keeping a very close eye on as well is that if that does happen, that's going to give us some of the confirmations that we need on our indicators too. So what that means is that if we look at something like our MACD, for example, if the point in which we were to cross $7.84, we would also see this bullish cross happening between the blue and orange EMAs on your MACD on the 4-hour charts. And that is extremely bullish. That goes to show that the bulls are in control and that we are seeing a bullish swing in momentum, which could support a continuation from that point, which would go ahead and say that that could also be a fantastic buying opportunity. Now, if we look at the daily MACD, one thing you can also see is that we are seeing a bit of a turnaround. We started to converge a little bit, and we were anticipating some type of possible, interaction here or some type of possible crossing, but we did see the turnaround. And so if we're able to continue up to 784, I do believe that puts us back in this territory where we start to see that shot back to the upside. Now, even if we do look at something like our RSI, we are still looking pretty good on it. Now, overall, the RSI isn't looking the absolute best right now on the lower time frames, but on the daily time frames, it is still looking pretty fine. I think that we are going to end up seeing some type of bearish divergence to the top side here. I think that it's going to be hard for us to clear this top, but we're going to worry about that when we get there. The first step is, of course, just simply getting over $7.84, and that is really the only buying point that I would be getting in at. Now, I am under the belief that we do have this extremely strong level of resistance sitting on our VPVR peak at 719. So if we do close above 719, that could be a good short-term buying entry in my opinion. We get a good few hourly closes there. That is likely going to lead us to push towards 750. So that could be a good buying entry, but overall, in a more conservative manner, I'm looking more at $7.84 as the next buying entry. Until then, I would just be sitting tight and not really doing too much. So overall, that's going to be about it for today's video. Now, of course, I hope you guys do like these short, simple, and sweet updates where I give you the price targets that I'm looking to get in and what I can expect, to happen over the next couple hours to help you build up your own strategies and your own thoughts. Of course, if you do, you can let me know by smashing that like button. It helps me get these videos out to more people. You all have been killing it with the likes recently, getting some of these sand videos up to 16 to even 20,000 views, which is insane for my channel. So if you could keep liking, if you could keep commenting and engaging on the channel, it does help me grow, and hopefully we do hit our goal of 100,000 subscribers sooner rather than later. But with that being said, of course, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.